We are live. Welcome to another episode of Nanteleod's Legacy. The year is still 502. Forever, apparently. No, I'm just kidding.
I
We
mean, we're
are
more the
in
only.
come hell or high water. This will be the last episode of 502. So, whether I got to skip or not, this will be the last episode of 502. Yeah, why don't we quickly meet our group here, and then we're going to dive right in. We'll start with Yampa on the left.
Hello, I am Yempa. I am playing Saroon. I am happy to be here.
It's scripted, folks. I gave him those lines. Yeah. Yampa's not even his real name. We'll go to Wergar next.
Hey guys, Wergar, playing Sir Carlos. Great to be back.
Good to have you. We'll continue down the list. Drax.
Drax playing Sir Rain, ready to see where this year ends after all the campaigning we did.
It's not done yet. Bert.
Bert playing Sakomak. We'll see how this year turns out. I'm so close to 5K from 3K.
Indeed. And last but not least, Trent.
Hello, yeah, Trent here playing Zagudia, and also looking forward to hopefully not dying, maybe.
Peace!
Sounded more
Peace
like a
in our
question.
time!
It's definitely a question, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm Bob. I run this game and other Pendragon games in this wacky world of anarchy and chaos. Let's go ahead and dive into the view from Nanteleod's either current household knights or former household knights, depending on where they are at this time. We got a smattering of both now in this group. When we last left off, we had the group just moving through the county of Lambor and continuing up into Bedegraine. Gwydir had been sent forward with some advanced scouting knights to basically harry and get a sense of the borders. Went pretty deep into the forest there. We had Sir Collis, who was told to hold the ford near what was once sort of Bedegraine itself, on the western shore, or the western side of the county. When he got there, he realized they were in a bad spot. They were beaten to holding that ford, so they decided a more bold tactic of going into Camliard and effectively fording at a different location and coming back up and trying to hit that point of entry from effectively from an ambush or a sortie, and see if they could kind of change the odds there and then hold that location that Nanteleod assigned them to take. Then we had Cormac. I'm just kind of going through everyone. Cormac was the one that got to participate. I can add him now, since he is someone we've seen. We'll go ahead and add this guy to the map. We have Odgar at the castle here. It's was it Stonetown Castle. He is he's not really part of like the county of Lambor. He's more like the old school. Used to serve the old Duke of the March here. And since that Duke's died, he's kind of legally holding this castle. But he welcomed you guys in and did end up admitting to Nanteleod's right to claim for King of Logris and Benthany. We'll go to Sir Rain next. Rain managed to clash with a very, very, very veteran knight, someone who was responsible for, ultimately responsible for the injury that Uther sustained towards the end of his life. He threw the sword to his friend, whose sword had broken on Excalibur, and that friend then managed to outsword Uther with Excalibur in his hand and cut him. So Rain ended the Sir Brun's life, and decided to honor his body, like follow the proper customs for death rather than doing anything that would tempt the gods, let's say. And then and Rune got injured, yes, in Lear's castle, or injured, yeah, during the fight. And Lear's stayed behind, managed to identify a number of rumor and intrigue points, including the situation with Odgar. We'll just go ahead and pop his face up here, as well as the Baron Adar and his sons. And he also managed to expose a series of like the key points and a number of the castles that are now hidden or veiled because of the Forest Sauvage's growth. And that was kind of it. Is that a pretty good summary for everybody? A good
Oh,
recap?
yeah.
Okay. Rune, what's your health at right now?
11.
Oh,
Did you get all the squiring you could?
Yep.
Okay. Well, another week's gonna pass, so that's good. So you can go ahead and add your healing right there.
all of this.
Was it 3 or 4? Yeah, anyone who's lacking can go ahead and add their healing right back.
Isn't it 3?
Okay. All right. We're going to pick up with a small meeting with Nanteleod, and then we're going to go back to Collis for what's going on with him. Sir Rain, after the matters in Lambor Castle were dealt with, you were called. You were reassigned. Nanteleod asked you effectively to join Old Town Castle, or Stone Town Castle, rather. I think, Rune, when are you at the point where you are? What's your major wound level?
15.
15, and your total hit points are
32. Yeah.
and your what are your current hit points?
14.
Okay, so you're 1 week away from being able to rejoin. You could be a bit more reckless and decide to travel to Stone Town Castle anyways. No?
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Okay, well, go ahead and tick Prudent then. All right. So we'll start with this group for now. We'll have Cormac, Gwydir, and Nanteleod, and the Seneschal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love those guys.
It'll probably be a bit bigger than that. So if there's anyone else, but those will be the ones I kind of focus on. So to name a couple other names that are here, it'll be some of the OGs. Mathonwi's here. No, Mathonwi's not here. He's off doing stuff in the forest right now, using his skill set. It would be Elaine would be here. And then Leo de Grants is here.
My former master is here. I haven't seen him for a while. Not that I mind.
I believe Cadogan?
Cabogan, yeah.
Yeah, I think Cadogan would be here.
Hey, bud.
And I'm missing... Where is he? I'm missing Bertold, the...
Sir
Oh, yeah.
Ithel,
Ithel, yeah. Where's Ithel?
you didn't kill him off screen without telling anybody, did you?
Had a lot of fights. It wouldn't surprise me.
It's
Cormac's
possible.
got a new job now.
Didn't somebody got wounded in, like, major wounded in? Oh, that was a few battles ago. They're probably healed by now.
Yeah.
I thought maybe 3 Cadlus, somebody important got wounded, apart from
Yeah, they didn't
other-
die, so I think we already incorporated that, and that was like a whole year ago. So
Yeah.
Ithel's here. I don't know. Oh, there he is. I found it. And then just to kind of top it all off, I think Cerdic is here as well.
He's pretty cool.
He
He's
does. I think I did an upgrade for him, but I haven't put it in. I can't remember if I did it, if that's true or not. Let me just see. Yep, I did. I totally did. Yeah, he looks slightly less like a little kid.
Boyish.
Yeah.
Probably appropriate to have some children along in the battle with us.
Right.
Age appropriate, I should say, not morally appropriate.
Yeah. Okay, so just looking at this and where we want to go.
What about Mark? Did Mark make it?
Mark?
So no, Mark and not Mark.
Yeah, so not
Derek.
in this game.
Yeah.
Derek.
Whack.
Yeah, Derek. Derek is alive.
Yeah, but he was leading our group.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, he
got
was,
badly
wasn't he?
Yeah.
He did.
He was leading the group until he got severely wounded.
Yeah.
That's when Gwydir took over as commander.
Yeah.
One sec.
And me and Lack went and basically took the rest of the castle.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then.
Make me look good.
Okay, yeah, he's fine, apparently. He just got a critical on surgery, so he's healing. But.
Okay.
Yeah. He will not be participating. Effectively, Cerdic will be taking his place.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like, are you... Okay.
But
I'll ask in character.
But the army is now here too in Nanteleod, so he's taken kind of command, and then Bedegraine is the second, as far as like the big dogs that are here. So Nanteleod, in this table, Nanteleod will note sort of the next set of objectives and considerations to follow. He'll say. As we advance into Bedegraine, even though it's not the Sauvage, know that it is primarily forest. That means that we are likely to be harried along the way. We need to confirm our western point, confirm that it has been taken, that Cerdic has completed his effort. Assuming it has, we will begin to advance on both sides, primarily from the east. The west will move to siege the old Castle Bedegraine. Or rather, play the part of siege. I have no intention of putting a force that far away from our goal, and I suspect that the heir of Bedegraine is not present there. I suspect him to be with his people in Nottingham. As such, the primary army will move through the eastern border. We'll lay siege to the castles as we encounter them. The trouble we have right now is that the time is against us. We're moving towards the end of summer now. Soon it will be harvest season, and then winter, as any army dreads. We could always return back to Lambor if required, but I do not seek to wait any longer to give Bedegraine any more time. What's worse, we do not know whether or not Lindsay will engage us when we enter Bedegraine. Should we encounter the Lindsay Knights on any engagement, whether it be a raid, a scouting party, Do not engage them unless we are engaged first. Now,
Of course. Do we have any indication of their different forms of heraldry and such? I'm not exactly hiking one for. I don't have an eye for these things, but perhaps if I review them before I leave, I'll have a better chance of knowing. Maybe not fuck everything up for a change.
he laughs. You're too hard on yourself sometimes. And yeah, they
Considering you
will.
stepped up back
Ooh.
in our last engagement. You obviously are way too hard on yourself there, cousin.
You did all the work, cousin. I was just waving the flags. I did wave them very well, though, and I did win the battle. I would like to remind everybody of that. But I wasn't chopping everybody, which is really, I think I'm better at that than most things.
I had Locke's help.
So they do
He's all right.
they do bring out the heraldry for you, and it's in an eagle, a green eagle displayed on a gold, or an eagle displayed vert. So it's the shield itself is gold, and then there's a displayed eagle outward that's green, full green.
Cool. Thank you.
He says, I know there to be more castles than just Nottingham, Bedegraine, and the Field of Doves. He says, as such, we'll have to be careful in how we advance.
Quickly but carefully. It's a tricky combination, I think.
So basically, as they lay it out, everyone test battle. You can add a +5 since they're being pretty thorough. Sorry, when I say everyone, the people that are here. I should specify.
Us.
Okay.
Now we need Cormac. Here we go.
Okay, so for those that are present, you know that there is supposedly another castle, though you don't know exactly where it is. The castle on Bull Slope is what it's called. To the west, there's Bedegraine Town, which kind of has an older style, sort of natural defenses kind of castle, like an earthworks. And then there's the Field of Doves castle, which is just north of that. Then there's the major city or major center of Nottingham, which is fortified as well. He's stating that Nottingham is the ultimate goal.
So, get him. Why don't they just surrender? This would save everyone a lot of effort.
Yeah, that's fair.
Have we sent an envoy to ask?
Would you surrender if it was your homeland?
Yeah,
Maybe if we didn't word it as surrender.
exactly. It's not surrendering. It's it's you're joining a Kimric resurgence.
Yes and no. You're Cambrian. You are invaders of Logris,
I suppose that's true.
depending on the view.
Yeah.
Vortimer died an
there's always
awful long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
There's always that perception. But as it stands now, the Saxons are...
We're kind of going in and out of
Saxons are-
character with this conversation. I'm getting confused. Is this in or out of character as a conversation? Because I have two different views on, depending on whether I'm talking as Nanteleod and the other party or Bob right now. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I was talking out of character.
Yeah, I thought so.
okay.
I didn't hear the Gwittier voice, so that's what I was
That's
trying to.
right,
Yeah.
My bad.
No, you're okay.
Okay, so yeah, you guys have the general layout. Do you have any questions for them?
Not
What if this
really.
what if this castle of the beautiful view? Do we have to be concerned? Do we need to concern ourselves with that castle over to the east that Sir Rune graciously found out about?
I don't suspect it will be very easy to field an army from there. The only risk would be if Duke Corneus hits us. Then yes. Otherwise, we have Odgar, who's managed to keep this castle for himself, and should be able to do so if he's already done so. Which will mean that our back is protected, at least as far as Lambor.
Fair.
I don't know if Cornelius has shown any particular, what would the word be, affinity for the forests of Oz, so that would be a barrier as well, I suppose. He'll have to come around the north through Lindsay proper, maybe.
I'm going to ask for an advance party forward.
I'll do
Go-
it, High King.
Yeah, he nods.
Guess that means I'm going as well, my lord.
We need to scout the castle on the Bull Slope. Understand it and locate it. And find the path west to Nottingham. Once we have that, the army is more prepared to march. I don't wish to march an army blindly into Bedegraine.
Very wise, High King. I do wonder, perhaps this Black Dog fellow who we've been having walking around this area for quite some time may have some information on this as well. Maybe I should speak with him about it. Out of character, I know Liam's not here, but that's fine.
Yeah, I think he'll tell you, Nanteleod will tell you that he already has him scouting the forests in Bedegraine right now.
Sounds good. Reconnaissance. Yes, my lord. Look forward to it.
We also have Mathonwi in Lambor, just east of us now. He's keeping an eye out should we see any sign of marching this way.
When do we ride?
We'll prepare for the advanced scouting party to move tomorrow morning. He looks to Sir Rain. He says, Sir Rain, now that you are relieved of your duties and you've secured Lambor Castle, you're welcome to ride with your kin, or I wouldn't say kin, with your swords if you wish. He knows you guys refer to yourselves as Swords of Nanteleod, right? I would assume.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I'll do so.
Okay.
Good job with that, by the way. I heard you killed an old man.
Yes, I did. Which brings up the sword that I recovered. And he kind of
What?
like, it's all wrapped up. He kind of like pulls it from his bag, sits it on the table in front of the War Council or whatever it's here, offering it up to Nanteleod. It's the blade that wounded Uther.
Everyone can do a folklore plus 10 on that.
And I offer it up to you, my king, before I depart.
Hell yeah. Folklore.
Hell no, Goodyear.
I thought that King Uther was poisoned by Saxons or something. Isn't that?
Every time someone sits down to like tell a story to Goodyear, it's like he's getting sprayed with a hose. Like, oh, knowledge.
Yeah.
Hi, cousin. He
I
did,
hate
but
I hate knowing stuff.
before that, somebody challenged the king to a duel.
Why would they do
And
that?
I I think it's because the king slept with his wife,
Oh well, that would make sense then, I suppose.
and then the former owner of this sword, I guess, is what Sorain is saying. This sword got tossed to that knight who was fighting King Uther, and the
Yes.
knight defeated him with this sword. If the rumors are true, that is.
Either way,
Fine
it's a
tale.
storied weapon.
Nanteleod looks like he's deep in thought about it, but he nods since you guys are sitting. You can tell that there's like no decision about this, but he does nod with a thanks to Sir Rain. And then he contemplates. You can intrigue that, the three of you, if you wish.
Why not?
Overall,
I mean, obviously, we can no longer call Sorain the Dog Knight. More like the Wolf Knight it is.
well, I think it's only appropriate. I think he's come to quite like the old Dog Knight name, though, don't you, Sir Rain?
I like it. People overestimate me. Or
For
underestimate
Cormac and Rain, you understand that the king is probably weighing the odds of the importance of this sword as a family relic and heir. You might also kind of get the understanding that the Brun family is technically a vassal of Lindsay.
They might have to give it back to their family.
Like I said, he's weighing it, so that's kind of what's going through his head. You can tell he's kind of contemplating, as he normally does with that sort of thing.
Pretty bad.
Also, let it be known that after I had slayed the brave knight, I brought his body back and gave it proper care for burial and for a return to his family. So
He nods. You have the religious night bonus, right? Don't you?
yeah.
So I think it's kind of like it's a matter of fact nod. It's like, yeah, we wouldn't
Yeah.
expect otherwise from you, to be honest. Like that is yeah, it's proper.
So I figured I'd leave what happens with the sword up to you, my king.
He nods. I will think about things, and while you're away, and have an answer by the winter. Yeah.
I'll still call you the Dog Knight, Sir Rain, but you'll be a wolf in my heart.
It's amusing, but I like it.
Okay. We're going to quickly move forward. Not quite that. Yeah, why not? That sounds foresty. Why not? Yeah.
I wonder how Collis is doing now.
Yeah.
Good segue.
Foot chase.
We cut over to Collis. We have you, Sir Jested, and your unit riding in now, crossing into the border of Bedegraine. You see, it's probably make a battle roll.
Oh, all right. Can I impassion or no?
Yes, you can, because this is
Alright.
proactive.
I will do honor.
Yes, you will. That's a +10, sir.
Yes.
Already check mark.
It also goes to 18 honor now.
Mhm. Nice.
All right. That'll.
Hell yeah.
Okay. That was with the +10?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, natural 4.
All right.
Works.
You catch them by surprise in the evening. Most of them have their armor off. They're a very minimal defensive party. So you're going to swarm them quickly here, should you wish. This could be seen... I think because you impassioned honor, you have to be very careful about how you execute this. Right? Not to... for a knight's perspective, taking advantage of situations like your Roman army isn't necessarily the most honorable thing in the world. Like, once you get to ideology of honor, like high levels of honor, you're like, you know, you're that guy that's like, I'm going to wait for you to get on your horse and put your armor on, then we're going to fight. I'm not saying you have to do that with the army here. That's ridiculous. You have men to look after and stuff. I think what you're going to be careful about probably is, and I'll let you think about this, I think it'll have a major effect on your honor going forward. You can simply just run them down, take the spot. That'll be a hit to honor. And change the way that plays out. Alternatively, you can surround them kind of Riders of Rohan style, Rohirrim style, and just with superior numbers and armament, kind of force them into surrender. No, it's not as fun, but sometimes passioning honor, like, yeah.
Honor was never fun.
Yeah. Honor's not necessarily the you know, the Crusader
Would
Kings
I
model. Yeah.
happen to know what the morale is like for the troops of Bedegraine?
Here, I don't think so. I think this is your first real true engagement of them right now. You know that you have a good understanding of battle. What's your base battle, like 15?
16.
Yeah. So with a base battle of 16, you understand that like an army completely conquering an entire county in a single season of campaigning is pretty damn impressive and would probably give anyone worry. You guys just took Lambor, which is probably more dangerous than Bedegraine. Bedegraine's better naturally covered, but Lambor is probably, you know, look at the number of places you had to conquer in Lambor, right? It's also the former Duke's location, right? So.
Because I think this would be one of the moments that Cercalis, wins back that honor that he lost in Levum. So I think he'd surround the camp.
Your cousin disapproves. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna move to surround them?
Yes.
Okay.
Sir Justin survives again.
Okay. As you move to surround them, you're successful, given their failure in battle and your success in battle. The majority of the men are going to surrender. You see what looks like their leader, though, kind of move to hop on his horse and like ride through a break, basically trying to flee up to, presumably, into Bedegraine, the town, or towards it. What do you want to do?
I will say to him, grab him, and I'll actually veer my horse off to go and head him off.
Okay. I'm gonna assume that you and Justin are the best riders here out of the group. So let's do that. When you're ready.
What do you want me to roll?
When you're ready, I need a horsemanship roll.
All right. Do I still have my impassion or no?
Yes, this is all one scene.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
He's out of here.
And Justin actually kind of like ends up almost like with one of the men is kind of in his way, and he almost like runs into him with the horse and like has to slow down. So it's just you and this guy is booking it. Basically, Collis, if you want to pursue him, you're going solo. There's no one else that's going to be able to keep up with you, and you're riding through a Witherland foot, like not ideal horse riding roads, to say the least. Big enough for a horse and a wagon even, but just not ideal. Kind of overgrown, not well taken care of during this time of anarchy.
Okay. No, Sir Carlos will turn back then. He has men to look after.
Okay. Is that a? I mean, you could test reckless versus prudent. You are impassioned with your honor. Could see it. Yeah.
Let's see.
My mage is taunting people.
And if this goes bad, I blame Trent. So.
Yeah. You should do the dangerous thing. Ah. Well, maybe he could.
You'd failed both. You know what I will do with that? I'm gonna give you a heraldry test.
Heraldry. Just flat.
+3. No. You know what? You're impassioned, so just add your +10 to it. Yeah. That is certainly someone from the Count's family of Bedegraine, like the former king of Bedegraine's family. So what you kind of know about Bedegraine is they used to have a king till Uther killed him, and then took his cousin and put him as the count. Now, as far as you know, his cousin's not a knight yet. There's an heir, so probably a boy heir soon to be knighted and named count. But this is probably someone within that family. This guy looks definitely is like more like in his 20s, 30s, somewhere in there. That change, now that you're impassioned with honor, does that change your mind on reckless versus prudent without rolling?
Yep.
I guess I would have to take him. Then yes, Sir Carlos would keep riding then.
Okay. He has a shield. He does not have armor on. So we're gonna do another horsemanship roll. I'll keep rolling for Justin because I don't think Justin wants to let you get the glory here.
He'd never live that
Gonna
down.
crit. Win the day.
Oh, look at that.
Like that. Yeah.
Okay, you managed to close the gap. So you lose him entirely for a while, but as you keep riding on the path, you ride as hard as you can. You turn a bend and you get closer. You can see him again. He's within sight. One more round and you could be within one more success where where you get the higher success, or he fumbles or fails and you're within range.
Alright.
Can't fumble, I suppose. Now they can.
Oh, he starts to break a little bit the distance. Jested is way behind, but he's trying. He's trying to catch up. Shall we go again?
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
Okay. You kind of are back to where you were 2 rounds ago. You're real close. One more success and you're through. Or if you crit and he doesn't crit, like you're basically going to be at the point where you can engage him physically.
Yep. It's okay.
Oh!
Huh?
He's like, you're both like riding as hard as you can. It's like this great path. I think this is like one of those dramatic chase scenes. It's like there's a log on the road and he, gets his horse to jump over the log. Then your horse jumps over the log. You see Justin in the background. He comes to a halt right before the log and stops. Like that's where he gets cut off. So it's just the two of you now. Let's go ahead.
Get him. Get him.
Get off.
There you go.
Yes.
You get within range, so you may do what you will.
Now the hard
He has,
part.
he has no armor though, right?
He has no armor, so you have to understand that if you go all out and you crit him or something, you could kill him here. You can always call half damage, or you could always try and force him to yield by getting in front of him. It doesn't look like he's going to yield if he hasn't so far. So your best bet is... So here's the thing. If you do half damage, when you roll to hit it, you can still do that... maybe before you roll, I'll give you a little unique thing you can do here. If you want to take this guy hostage, you could bang big enough, like hard enough on his shield to send enough force to make him flip off, basically fall off his horse. That would be your best bet to not do injury. If you did that, I'm gonna say like it's kind of like a cold shot, even though it doesn't exist. It'd be like a -5 penalty, so you'd only have a +5 bonus, not your +10 for that round. It would also still be contested by him.
Okay. Would it be possible, since we're pretty much neck and neck, to maybe try and cut his girth strap with my sword?
Yes, I'm gonna say with something like that though. I think that's like a -15. But
Okay.
doable.
Alright.
Doable. Yeah. So
Then
you
I'll
get plus
just-
+10, -15,
though.
so -5 basically. Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
so
it's kind of-
-5, you said?
Well, you get your +10, then you get a -5 or -15, so that works out to be a -5 overall.
Yeah, I'll just hit his shield hard.
Yeah. Try that
Yeah.
route first.
Just gotta knock him off balance. That could do it.
That could do it. That could do it.
Right.
Oh yeah. Okay, so give me your normal damage and your crit damage.
Damage.
You're on 5d6 now, aren't you? Or you're still on 4?
I'm 5d6.
Nice.
Oh, you wouldn't know it with that. Holy crap.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
but that's much better. Plus 12. That's going to be double his size.
Yeah.
So he flips off his horse. I'm gonna do an exploding d6 because he doesn't have armor on, and it's a horse race, not just a regular
And it's
speed.
the woods.
Yeah, and it's the woods. He just takes 5 damage.
Just
He
fine.
eats shit and falls off his horse. There we go. Okay, congratulations. You have a captive. Give me a recognize roll. You can add your full impassion to it.
Recognize.
Someone valuable. Let's go.
Yes. Okay. I will bring this up. You have. Let me just get his name here.
He's a pretty slick-looking fella.
Indeed. Yeah. Going after the sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah.
Vibe.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
It's Bedegraine. This is Nottingham. It only fits.
He looks like a member of the Night's Watch.
He does.
Yes. Didn't you know he was? Sir Yule.
Nice.
And he is the Castellan of the Vigilant Roost.
Ah, he's a chicken.
The vigilant chicken.
Vigilant chicken. I guess
Chickens are
could be
funny.
anything to roost. Some other bird.
Let me just see here. Where's Bedegraine?
I suppose that means at least you can get away with calling him a cock without being rude.
True.
Vigilant one.
So the Vigilant Roost is the castle in the earthworks in Bedegraine proper. So you effectively have a major, like as a Castellan, that's a major ransom. You could even use that ransom to potentially conquer that. But your orders are to return back to the fort and hold it. Is that your goal?
I'd have to.
Take some initiative.
Oh.
So much Gwydir influence here.
Yeah. Boring.
Not this time.
It's a Corliss, more like St. Boris.
Well,
That's a Sir Rain action right there.
Sir Collis is trying to win a little bit more glory than just this. So I think he'll grab Sir Yule, go back to his men, tell them to round up all the prisoners pretty much, and get the army moving to Bedegraine. It like itself.
You're muted, Bob.
Bob, you're muted.
Okay. Despite the prudent win, but then I realized that's fair because what you're doing is you're getting them in to make sure it's safe. So it's not necessarily reckless. This is not necessarily following orders. Not to the T. It's not following orders. Well, maybe a little bit. It's weighing the. It's gambling. You know, is it? How is this going to be perceived? You can win the glory. So I will. What is your proud, Collis, right now?
My proud is 16.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, you're absolutely doing that. That's fine. You're famously proud. Yeah. I didn't realize you were famously proud. Okay. That makes complete sense for your character then. Okay, so we'll come back to that in a little bit. We're going to go to the raids real quick. We're going to do this at a high level, and don't worry, Trent's away for a sec, but we'll just get him to roll in a sec. But Rain, Cormac, need the standard with +1. I need a hunting, battle, sword, or a weapon of your choice, and horsemanship.
Okay, with +1 you said?
No +1.
Oh.
I was saying something out loud and I said the wrong thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I meant +1 as in like one extra.
Battle, weapon, and horsemanship, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. And your weapon, okay.
Gwydir, same thing. Hunting, battle, weapon, horsemanship. No. This is over a long period of time, so no impassions. Yeah.
Thank you.
I am going to fail this hunting roll.
I fumbled my.
Oh shit!
There you
Excuse my
go.
language.
Outrageous.
Mhm.
What have I got? Hunting. Pass,
Cormac's the
battle
new
pass,
Forester.
sword Pass. I
There's
pass
2.
everything.
Forester too.
Oh, we got a crit.
Yeah, that's a tree right there. See that one? That's an oak tree. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I had a.
Hey,
Yeah.
look! It's a tree!
Yeah. Yeah.
So Rain has died, and
Yeah.
I passed them all. Cormac got a crit.
I got lost in the fray.
Yeah.
Alright. So that was hunting.
But hey, I did the horse and the sword thing, so at least I fought well.
It's hunting, battle,
Weapon and horse.
weapon, and horsemanship.
Ah.
Alright.
Okay, we're gonna go in reverse order here real quick. I will get Bert. If you can tell me what you succeeded at, what you failed at.
I
Tell the audience,
critted
rather.
hunting.
Yeah.
I succeeded my battle and my hammer roll, but I did fail my horsemanship.
Okay.
I didn't fumble it. I just kind of messed up.
You take 4 damage during your skirmishing. So these are going to be a series of skirmishes, as mentioned by Nanteleod. There's a series of skirmishes as you enter Bedegraine in the forest trails. You succeed at what did you crit at? Hunting?
Hunting.
Okay.
Like, I critted my 2 of hunting.
Okay. I'll get back to you in a second. Gwydir, what did you
I did pass all, nothing fancy.
pass all? Didn't fail one. Didn't crit one. Okay. Okay. So yours gonna be a fairly standard set of fighting. Gwydir, you get 10 glory for your exchange. Here. Cormac, you actually spot the bull slope. That's what your critical hunting means.
Nice.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Rain did terrible.
Rain, you fell. You
No.
what did you fumble?
Fumbled my battle.
And you
Failed my hunting. Passed
your
my
hunt.
horse and sword. Yep.
Okay. Okay. You end up off trail from the others. So you guys are, picture this as small skirmishing convoys that branch off and then assign to meet back together. Rain, the convoy you're in, you end up on a trail that starts. It looks like it's starting kind of more like northwestward, but actually kind of without your understanding starts to move more northeast. And you end up in a surprise exchange with knights. And there's quite a few of them. I need a heraldry roll here. Heraldry plus 10.
Oh.
Because you were told to look for this heraldry.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
It is Lindsay Knights. And kind of not really by fault of yours. This wasn't like you guys like, oh, let's go run up on these Lindsay Knights, but you end up engaged with them. They kind of probably what happened is you crossed a line into territory that they're considered as occupying.
Considering theirs,
Yeah. And some of the knights of your convoy managed to get away. I'm gonna suggest that you are in a kind of a situation opposite to Colossus, where even though you fight hard, there are too many of them. And I want to know what you do in this, because like the standard would be that I think the prudent thing here would be to surrender to Lindsay.
So this would be so this was kind of like a skirmish. So who was the initiator? Did we actually literally just rush it on them?
It's kind of more like you guys likely kind of crossed into a territory that they were holding, and I imagine this happens all the time in engagements, especially when there wasn't communications, right, of any sort, where it's just be like, did they, are they coming at us? It looks like they're coming at us, like, and then it just starts, right? Like, I think that's kind of what happened here, is they end up. So it's kind of like it doesn't look like complete shame on you for this. It's not like a major blunder on Sir Rain. It's more like, well, that went poorly.
Okay, is there anything Rain can do to try to get most of the other people to leave with him instead of,
Most of the other people are in better situations than you are. You fumbled your battle, so you're actually at one of the worst states. You're one of the captives. You're like
I'm bad.
one of 3 captives. That's kind of like, because you were probably leading from the front and
right. Yeah. So
not out of recklessness, but out of leadership, And so
I've been captured, or
you're at a point where you got to decide what you want to do, but the odds don't look good to get away. You could try to fight to get away, ride to get away, whatever. I'm not going to say you can't. I'm just saying that that could go poorly.
It could. I'm going to have to test something here, because...
It's a motive for both not to Dog 9.
In the same app.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would test for that.
I mean, you could test valor versus prudent. You could test you could test reckless versus prudent. Those would be the 2 ones that come to mind. If you have something reckless prudent or valor prudent would work. You could argue that it's not your recklessness that's trying to get you out of here, but it's your valor, your bravery.
I passed prudent.
Ooh. You're famously valorous too. So it's not. I think this isn't like a shame on your valor. I think it's more like
I just went a little.
I'm a knight. Yeah, I'm a knight. I have family and Nanteleod that could ransom me back for maybe 10 librum. You know what I mean? And you're like, Thanks.
2 or 3 librum.
No, you're probably worth 10 librum as a household knight. The thing is that it would be Nanteleod's duty, not yours, to pay it.
Yeah. Oh man.
Be about tree feeding.
I don't know if I could do that even with that prudent.
That's normal. It's normal for knights to get captured. It's like,
I know. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
It's not the major shame it sounds like. This would happen almost every battle. There would be people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it'd be almost as common to be taken prisoner and ransomed back as it would be to die on the battlefield, right?
Yeah, I mean,
more common.
Or more common,
Yeah, once you
maybe
realize
not Pendragon
because
everyone's valor 16.
Yeah, he overpursued and everything, and he realized that he had stumbled upon the Lindsay Knights. He would have his weapon already sheathed and just waiting at this point because he realized the mistake.
Okay.
Maybe he could try to talk himself out of it or something later.
Give me a recognize plus 10.
Recognize plus 10. Come on, give me something. That'll work.
Nice.
Okay. You realize the error here and what likely led to the skirmish. because the one you are ransoming yourself to directly is Duke Corneus.
Hey, corn dog.
Oh.
One sec. Seeing if I have an older photo here for him. Damn it. One sec.
Corn dog's a bit of a hero nowadays. He's been holding off the Saxon basically single-handedly for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Fun.
Yeah, so the history that you reckon, because you recognize Corneus, he's absolutely famous for hating the church. That's one.
That should go real well with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm.
He's kind of considered like a rude and stubborn son of a bitch, but he's also been, save for the full force of Octa Neosa, conquesting down in with the support of Malahut into Logris, he holds basically the border against the north and has for a very long time, and he's really good at it. He also was believed dead amongst many others during that Octa Neosa St. Albans fiasco, but he emerged a couple years later alive, and he's back in control of Corneus' lands.
Well, that's nice. Now I'm his honored guest.
I mean,
Okay.
don't forget, he is a son of a bitch. He might just throw you in the dungeons on principle.
So that's kind of the situation. So Cormac, you get 30 glory. Rain, you're gonna get 5 glory because you still fought well. Cormac, your 30 glory comes from finding Castle Bull Slope, which was
Fantastic.
the objective.
Good job. Cormac's like taking every castle single-handedly.
We're gonna zoom in real quick on Cormac just for a couple minutes. Cormac, when you find the castle, you see that it's flying banners of peace, and a rider comes out to meet you.
Hail. How can I help you this fine day?
Might I request your name, Sir Knight?
I am Sir Cormac.
You represent King Nanteleod?
I happen to be one of his. I happen to be one of his knights.
Morian's kind of a. We'll hold on to that name. Too many of those. Ian.
Too many clicks.
Sir Ian. The name's Sir Ian.
Well met.
Well met. I'm here on behalf of the lady of the castle. She would like to meet your king.
You'll understand, we do need to make sure that it is safe for my king. Might she be willing to meet with me today? And should I see that there is no threat to my lord, I can go ahead and carry message back. Or have my squire carry message back, and you may keep me as a hostage.
Or 8 plus 5.
Get him.
Or if you have the diplomacy skill, you can choose to roll that.
Would the okay? So I do have the diplomacy skill.
Yeah, so your choice, orate or diplomacy. They'll have different effects, though.
It is kind of glorious to be doing this way. I would like to impassion with loyalty Swords of Nanteleod. Because if I can again single-handedly hand Nanteleod another castle, that's just going to cause everybody to take notice.
Okay,
Would that be okay?
I'll accept it. Yep.
Okay.
I'll accept it on the condition that you fumble a lot. So
that you, yes, that you continue to fumble.
He goes mad.
Provide us with ongoing entertainment.
yeah.
Accidentally kills everybody in the castle.
Hey!
Okay. You will be brought into the Castle of the Bull Slope as a political prisoner, as requested.
I send Matic back.
Okay.
Make sure that you give King Nanteleod.
Well, you'd actually
The
be
message.
probably meeting up with Gwydir and Rain's units first. Like that would be where your group is supposed to report back to. And you have a full retinue with you, so it would probably be. Are you keeping the retinue as prisoners here too, or are you sending them back as well?
No, I would have offered myself, not my
Yeah,
men.
yeah. So your men will go back to where Gwydir and Rain are at.
I do want to see if I can't have, like, one of my men sort of draw a map
Yeah,
while we're, like, looking at this castle and finding it.
I think cartography is not really a thing, but as far as understanding the way to get here, I think that can be a no-brainer. Like I wouldn't,
Okay.
I'm not gonna make you roll on that. So
Somebody did it.
now will Matic get lost on the way back? That's a different question that we'll resolve in a
Dice
second.
will tell.
Squire roll.
Fair enough. Do you want the squire roll?
Yes, absolutely.
He makes it.
Hey.
Okay. He's good. He's helping. So we're gonna go back to Bedegraine, rather Bedegraine town. Except for we're gonna have a slight change because Saroon. We're kind of gonna do a little bit of a flashback for you. It's gonna be real quick. You give me an awareness test.
Negative.
Says no. Okay. Give me an intrigue test. Okay. You hear that your boy Sir Julius, Lucius Julius Julianus, just was seen riding through the town here in Leicester, heading back south. They say he mentioned something about returning back to Escavalon. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, and with that, you tick over to another week. So, does that bring you? What's that bring you up to for total health right now, or for current health rather?
That's every day.
No,
Oh, math.
That's once.
Oh, once.
once.
That brings me up to 17.
Okay,
Which is over half.
Yeah.
that's over your half now. I think this is about the time that you receive orders from Nanteleod to reinforce your cousin on the western border. So we're gonna start the next scene with Collis going to Bedegraine town, and then we'll have Rune enter like a couple minutes into that scene. Collis. So the men have surrendered. They were kind of, well, again, without armor. Most of them were without weapons in hand, and the couple that did fight probably died really quickly. Or were quickly taken incapacitated. But obviously, when swords and sharp things are involved, that can get a little out of hand.
Yes.
We'll say that three of the soldiers from Bedegraine died. 3 of the knights.
Right.
And then you were heading to Bedegraine town, right?
Yes.
You reach the town. It is fortified, not super well. It's got old, kind of Uther era. It's like an Uther era Mott and Bailey, wooden walls, probably like 10 feet high.
Okay. I'll just tell my men to prepare for a siege and set up camp, and I will talk to Sir Yule.
Okay. You don't really have the men for a siege. You have like a conroy. So you don't really have the men to. You can block their ability to receive any, receive or send any messages. That for sure you can surround the place. You have enough men for that. You don't have enough men to kind of like siege a town per se.
Yeah, I was more of just wanting to cut it off
Okay.
from like messages, resupply, and that sort of thing.
That you can do. Okay.
Right. Sir Yule.
Yule. Who's Yule again? Ewell, yeah. Okay, Yule. There we go. Sorry, the letters messed me up. IWELL is Yule. Sir Cormac. Or Collis, rather. He gets the wrong person. Sir Collis.
He failed his heraldry.
As a recognized rule. Yeah, fumbled it.
Mistook the smallest knight for the tallest one of the swords.
Well, we have taken you and your men from the ford, and I did so with honor. And also, I have taken you, and I made sure not to, in any way, diminish your pride or being unbecoming of a noble such as yourself. You know that my king means to liberate Bedegraine. And it seems that as I've taken you, and I've heard that you're the Castellan of one of the walls of Bedegraine, or the inner keep, I would like to, let's say, bargain to have you tell the garrison to surrender. I do not want to eventually have my king put the keep to the sword, nor do I want to have to wait or starve your people out of this castle. Please, I beseech you, if you would ask them to come to their senses.
Do you have diplomacy?
I do. Not very good, but yes.
Okay, so I'll give you the option. You can use diplomacy, intrigue, or orate. They'll all have different effects on how he sees you and potentially on how you appear kind of in general here. You will for the role playing aspect of that, I'll give you a +3.
Okay. Mm,
And you can of course impassion, but this is a new scene, so
okay. I will impassion with love swords of Nanteleod then. Actually, no, that doesn't really fit. I think I'll do Loyalty Lord then.
okay, got it.
And I'll do Intrigue.
Okay. He kind of scoffs at you a bit. He says, "It's always about personal gain with knights, isn't it?"
The Colossal Shrug. You know how it is.
I hoped that one day it would not be. But you're right. So Rune, we're gonna cut to you briefly. You reached the ford. Carlos, did you leave anyone behind to guard the ford?
Mm, I don't think.
And the Brickynog there? They were
Yeah.
holding like a shadow force or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll say the Breckinog were left to hold the ford. Makes sense. Unless you would have dragged them as well. I'm gonna say you didn't, because holding the ford would be immensely useful to completing your job and not being criticized for not fulfilling your duty, because that was ultimately your orders.
Yeah.
So Rune, you reach the Breckinog, and they tell you that Cercalis has taken a captive and plans to force a surrender of the Bedegraine town.
Am I by myself and my squires, or do I have a convoy of my own?
You have a convoy. You have multiple. You have an army, a small one, like a I'm trying to think. You have multiple units. You were effectively, Collis was sent as the advance party to hold the fort, and then that was to wait for their orders. Your orders, which I'm trying to gloss over because I know we're running out of time here. Your orders were to get here and essentially hold a siege of Bedegraine Castle, and then thus kind of holding this area until the matters in the east are won. So you guys are almost like a more of a holding your ground versus trying to advance further. You don't really have the numbers to advance through Bedegraine, but you have enough to make sure that Bedegraine doesn't try to reclaim anything over here, or it also prevents Bedegraine from reinforcing the east very well. So
Gotcha. And I'm assuming that across the fort there's nothing.
you can see, like in the distance, you can see Bedegraine Castle kind of through the trees because it's tall enough.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the enemy force that was there was already swept away, so there's no
Yeah.
one protecting the fort. So I wouldn't have to go around like he did through Cameliard.
Nope, because the fort is currently held by the Breckinog.
Good.
Yep.
Then I will just continue going forward through the fort and towards the
Collis?
name that I can forgot. Yeah, Bedegraine.
That one guy.
All right, Sir Yule will call to Bedegraine and announce the surrender at the gate. And Rune, as you enter, you see that Bedegraine has fallen to Sarcolus's, just a single Conroy of Sarcolus's.
Nice epic.
Well,
God.
I'll go up to him and I'll go, well, cousin, I must admit that I was waiting to see campfires around the place, not the gates open.
Well, you underestimate me, cousin.
I know the animal on your banner is a stag, but I'll spread the rumor. The Lion of Bedegraine.
It has a ring to it.
And he'll pat him lightly on the chest and go find himself a cup of wine because he's a little bit achy still.
Awesome. Okay, so I have 2 more quick vignettes, and I've really got to hold these to about 5-minute time frames. I want to know for Collis and Rune before I do. You've taken Bedegraine. Do you want to advance without orders to Field of Doves?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, I think Sir Carlos has done enough without orders.
Okay.
I think he'll hold what he has for now.
Okay. Let me just take one of these here real quick. Gotta do a couple of these. Show the landscape. And Leicester. We never did get that one, did we? Okay. So we're gonna go back to Bert briefly. Again, with that 5-minute window we have.
Yeah.
You meet what's her name? Lady Eglant. She seems to be a girl, maybe in her late teens. A lady in her late teens, I should say. Probably appearance 18 or 19, somewhere there.
I bow deeply. My lady.
Sir Cormac? I understand that you've sent for your king, then?
I have. I am hoping that you will do me the honor of at least allowing me to sort of set the stage, if you will, before he makes his arrival. Essentially, I'd like the chance to have you join him instead of standing against him.
I'm afraid that loyalties don't allow for such things. I'm sure you understand this.
I do. 'Tis but a shame.
One
And
second.
allow me to ask, why meet with him in the first place? If you didn't have the freedom to negotiate your surrender.
Because it's not mine. It's not my surrender to decide. I've vowed fealty to the Count of Bedegraine, and that fealty continues through his son, even if he is not of age yet. I have much family in Bedegraine, but I also have family in Maris and in Rostock and Lindsay. I hear things of your king, that he is a good and proper king. I would like to understand this myself.
Ask any questions you have of me about my king, and I shall tell you all. Where
I
would
would
you like me to begin?
I would prefer to ask him directly.
Fair enough.
My observation is knights tend to swear a great many things about their lords that are untrue.
I have noticed that as well. So what of you then? Tell me something about yourself, that I may know the lady of the castle better.
Well, I'm the only surviving child of my late father, who passed during Uther's siege of Bedegraine, and my brothers died in Uther's wars.
You have my condolences.
Eh, such is the way of nobles.
My own brother passed not in war, not as anything honorable as that, but by accident. Inadvertent as it was. A mere boy he was training happened to strike a lucky blow upon his head, and he never got back up. So I do understand the loss of your family.
She nods. She doesn't seem, when she speaks of that though, well, you're like appealing to sympathy, she doesn't really seem to care that much. At least not anymore. It's very much more matter of fact with her. Alright. We are going to advance now
At
out of that
5-minute
scene.
mark.
Yeah. We're going to move to Rain and Corneus.
Oh, fun.
Rain. Duke Corneus. What is your honor again?
My honor is 16.
Corneus will say the following to you. I'm going to release you, Sir Rain, but I'm going to hold the other two knights captive. You're to be my messenger back to your king.
Very well. What is your message?
We will not engage him in Bedegraine this year. But know that if he should harry or even think to march on our borders in Lindsey, he will face the same resistance that the North has faced for many years.
I understand. Is there anything else you wish to pass on to my king?
That is all. I suppose there's one more thing I'd ask of you, Sir Rain.
What would that be?
I would like to know your thoughts on your king. Does he move for the High Kingship?
Are you asking my personal opinion on such, or the general opinion of such matters?
Whatever you're brave enough to say.
Well, depending on who you ask, many of his knights believe that he already should be the High King, with the best claim on such. I have spoken of such myself.
Through his grandfather?
There is that. Is there someone better at this point?
That's to be assessed, isn't it?
It seems so. I don't have the knowledge of such, though. I can only give you what I know of my king. And of all the kings that I've ever encountered, or even other nobles, he is one of the best of us that I have seen.
Ulfius would have been the best if not for his failures in Albans, his wounds. Say he is yet to recover, and then the fool's gone on to ally with Sothsiax, of all folks. Foolish. It seems I'm the only one with a rightful head in Logris these days.
And that's fair. I've heard of your reputation.
That's
You
all
share
true,
no
I assure
courtesy.
you.
Oh, I do not doubt it one bit. Perhaps when all this fighting among all of us is done, we can actually clear them off the shores. Finally.
Indeed. I imagine you have some kind of religious relic, cross or something, or like there's something that shows your faith.
Yeah, he's basically got a crucifix that
Yeah.
looks like a sword, essentially. Yeah.
You can tell that he kind of just eyes that, sort of mocking, but he doesn't say anything. And then he nods to you and he says, "Very well then, Sir Rain. Enjoy your freedom."
Thank you for your mercy in this and your honor. I'll make sure my lord has the message.
What I do is out of pragmatism, not either of the words you say.
Fair enough. We all have our virtues and vices. And then once he's dismissed, he would leave.
All right.
Do I know the two other knights that were captives, by the way?
Yeah, we'll make him up right now.
Okay. I can at least
Sir-
get work still.
Sir Kinjin and Sir Eladir. I like that name.
Okay.
I very rarely like the Kimrick names.
I was gonna say that's actually a kind of cool name. Yeah.
Racist.
hate Kimrick.
Hey,
So
Kimrick 14.
14, yeah. All right. Gwydir, when the group rounds back, one with Cormac at the helm, one with Rain at the helm. Neither Cormac is at the helm of his, nor Rain at the helm of his. But Matic has returned. You get
What the
news that your cousin has accepted a political hostage situation at a Bull Slope Castle with the lady who runs it, and she has requested the king treat with her. And there's reports from Rain's group. As long as it's not a fumble, we're good. Okay. They report that they ran into Knights of Lindsay and had an exchange, and Rain and a couple of the other knights were taken captive, the ones at the front.
I just don't understand how this keeps happening. All right. Well, we'll need to ransom Rain and probably Cormac as well. He just keeps walking into castles and surrendering all the time. I suppose it worked last time. We'll see. Right. Let's go speak to the king. Good job, everybody who didn't get captured.
Okay. We'll kind of zoom in. We'll give you a chance to interact with Nanteleod. I think you and Matic are the two speaking to the king. Yeah. Anything you want to say? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Once more, High King, my erstwhile cousin, who has far too much faith in our enemies, I think, he's offered himself as a hostage to the lady of the castle on the Bull Slope, which he did find, I will admit, so 10 points for him. But nonetheless, she's requested that you treat with her. Maybe you could talk your way into getting another castle without any bloodshed. But I'm not too sure. And Serrain, for his part, seems to have been captured. I don't know it was Lindsay, do I? Out of character?
You do. Yep. They reported back Lindsay. That's what we tested. So.
Yeah. It was the men of Lindsay. Seems to have captured him. I don't know what's happened after that, but hopefully he's still alive.
There's a look like, because these are two of his own household knights. There's a look like, seriously? Like two? He's like.
One of them volunteered, High King. I don't understand. I don't get it. But
Like Matic raises his hand as he's in the back.
Good. I'll just turn to the king.
Squire?
My lord, we were outnumbered, outmanned, and Cormac took the diplomatic route so that the rest of us would be able to report back.
They're in a castle, Squire.
Yeah, this is 100% not accurate. So is this deceit then? Because this is 100% not the case. They had a castle and they sent out a lone rider to interact with Cormac.
Old lion Matic.
Yeah.
They sally forth and captured everybody. That's not what.
Matic with his yes, Matic would be deceitful.
Oh, jeez.
Do I know that he's being deceitful?
Matic would try to play up Sir Cormac.
Intrigue, would you?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm okay at it.
Yeah, maybe you know. I think it's gonna sound super fishy regardless, but yeah, 100%. You can tell.
Yep.
You can tell, like, yeah, it already sounded a little weird to you. Yeah.
Listen. I thought we nipped this in the bud. What, last year? We're not starting with the lies to the High King, are we? That's not how we're playing this. Tell the truth and tell it now.
It was one rider riding out in peace.
Thank you. Listen, if you don't give the person who's making the decisions the right information, they're going to make the wrong decisions. Not that I would criticize your thoughts, High King, but if you're led astray, I could not. Matic, please. I thought that Cormac could touch you better than that. He's a good man, and you're, well, you might be. One day. Pull your head in.
He will, Nanteleod will say, Matic, I heard of your successes when we went into Estragals. They're not forgotten. But know that you'll spend the next spring and summer working with the stables.
Aye, my lord.
Basically peasant work, so not sure how Matic feels about that, but yeah, exactly. The train dude.
I'm proud. He's
got a high proud.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna hurt a lot.
Uh-huh.
That's suitable.
Yeah.
Selfish, proud. That's why he went for the shot.
Yeah, okay. I love it. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead in advance, guys, because we are running out of time, and I would like to do like a.
Okay.
It's been a while, so I'd like to do a little bit of like a. I don't know if we got time for like a full-on feast. We'll see kind of what we can do. Maybe what we'll do is do like a light version of a feast for now, where we go through a round, and then we'll just get you guys to roll twice for what happens in those next 2 rounds together. You can kind of add some flavor. But what's going to happen is Nanteleod will meet kind of alone, honestly. Not alone like no one's there, but not with you guys, with the lady. And we'll give Gwydir and Cormac... actually, first and foremost, Rain comes back. And you two are aware that Sir Rain has a message from the Duke Cornelius of Lindsay that they will not be engaging Nanteleod further this year, though a couple of knights were taken hostage for crossing into territory held by them. But there was also the kind of the defensive threat of, if you come for Lindsay, you'll find nothing but pain. Not long after that, the lady meets with Nanteleod. I'll give the 3 of you an intrigue, Cormac, Gwydir, Rain. See what you find out about this.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Okay.
Go team.
Okay. You learn that the lady, effectively without betraying her own fealty, has informed the king that her the heir to Bedegraine is in Nottingham. Kind of suggests the road to Nottingham, or the trail to Nottingham, for the army to march, and offers that should the war end peacefully without more sieging, that she would be that she would gracefully open up her castle to knights wintering in Bedegraine.
Ooh.
So it's sort of like, if this war can come to an end without further bloodshed,
Hang out.
she will. Yeah, they'll have more than just Nottingham. They'll have places within to stay and treat for the year. Which obviously, filling Nottingham with a full army is not an ideal situation. So,
No. Stinky and hungry situation.
Yeah. You know that the army is very unlikely, especially with the conquesting that Nanteleod's called for. It's very unlikely that you're going home this year. That's kind of the impression you're getting. And she's smart enough to realize that, apparently. The news comes in that the Western Front went way better than expected, and they actually took Bedegraine, leaving only kind of Castle Hill, which said they will not. They'll only defend. They will not fight. Nanteleod. All that leaves is Nottingham and the Field of Doves as castles left to be sieged if needed, and as a result of that, with news that they also learned news that Lindsay didn't engage, and they're all flying banners of Lindsay. By the way, everyone, all the castles in Bedegraine are flying. At least the eastern ones are flying banners of Lindsay. So,
yeah, right.
Lindsay not engaging was sort of like the thing that they thought that they were going to get that didn't happen, and Nottingham surrenders very quickly. So Bedegraine falls. Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So, sorry that Bedegraine wasn't as much of a conquest kind of scenario as Lambor, but I think you guys got plenty of conquest in Lambor.
I thought it was good. We're good for the swords.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Swords killed it, man.
Okay, I got about 30 minutes, so let's see what we can knock out here. We'll do we'll aim for a round plus a couple extra rolls for for other things during the feast. Feast will be in Nottingham.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. It might take me a minute to kind of set up like a feast situation here, but we'll get started.
Wing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I had the ideas down. I did not modify the feasting page, so bear with me on that. Okay. Let's get some music going here.
I'll be right back.
All right. The question mark just to denote that there's more than one round, but remember that it's only one round of cards or whatever shenanigans you want to do that way. This is held in Nottingham. All the figures... Lady Helly's not here, let's be honest. I'll just go through a couple of these here. Iltid's not here. Dubricus is not here. I think everyone else is. In addition to them, I'll grab the other members here. I'll speak to them and then I'll throw them on the map. So if you guys want to just kind of hear this next point, because these might be people you do or don't want to interact with. And there will be more opportunities because we'll be Eastering in Bedegraine with an actual feast when we pick back up. So, but this will have the following people. It will have Sir Yule, Sanim, who is the heir. Here, let me just pull them out of the GM mode so you guys can see them. And I'll bring them over. It'll be small at first, and then we'll go from there.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
No, you're all good. Okay, so a lot of the usual suspects, minus the ones that just wouldn't be here, and then I'll get these folks proper size. Serdar, funny enough, the Baron of Lambor that you guys never encountered directly, though a few of you tangled with his men that harried and fought raiding as a raiding party. This token's broken, but it's the Lady Eglint. I wish I could test them, but the moment I test them, they show up for everybody to see. So, this is the heir of Bedegraine.
Oh, what a handsome fella.
Yeah, indeed. And yeah, and then of course Yule. So those are the four that are present, and we'll kind of we'll go from there. We'll start with appearance rolls for y'all.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Did I bring my
That makes sense.
Did I bring my jewelry? Probably. If we knew we were going to be away for a long time.
I literally
Something
have
that I
just
wear all
the
the time
ring.
anyway.
You got your bling on you all the time, anyways.
Yeah, bling.
I passed. I'll take that.
Cormac is below the salt.
Yeah.
Everyone else above.
Yep.
Poor guy. Is-
Cormac, or before I forget, Collis, you'll get 350 glory for Bedegraine.
yeah.
And Rune, you're gonna sponge a bit of that just for being there at the good time. You get 100.
Just getting there, being
Yeah,
the right time,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, like I'd already decided. And like, you know, it's like sometimes someone just shows up at the perfect time for things that
Right
disease.
on.
Yeah.
That was a pure
300 and
jesting
what
move.
for
I took it out of
knowledge?
his book.
Yeah. Oh, Sir Justin will also
350?
do that. Yeah, 350.
Ooh. And Rune.
Rune was 100.
Yep.
Well, then fine. I'm already 5,000 anyways.
Yeah, I'll be at 5,000 when we go through all the checks.
The other thing is, Cormac, you're going to get 50 for the Lady Eglant in that exchange.
Alright.
Yeah, boy.
And then we'll give 10 to Rain, 10 extra to Rain for being a messenger, even though it's not like the most glorious thing. You had a message from a duke.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Gwydir, you fought soundly through those raids, so we're going to give you an additional 30 as well.
Claim that.
And you got some from the fights you did fight, right? Like you got some pretty big one, if I recall.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So with that, that is the setup, boys. We'll start with Rune. Your one.
Well,
Go ahead.
as promised, I'm going to just go around, just talk up Sir Carlos, the line of Bedegraine, start spreading that around. It's going to be hush hush, more like just mentioning him. So I'm going. Oh, you know what? It could be courtesy too. No, I'm thinking courtesy or intrigue. Ideally, impassioning with love family.
We'll go with intrigue because what you're doing effectively is gossip. Which sometimes you gossip to get information, sometimes you do it to spread information. So, yeah, you're like, hey, if you heard about my boy, yeah.
He's a boss.
They're pretty good.
Boss.
I'm quickly try to fix her photo, by the way, too. It worked. Okay, perfect. Okay, so yeah, by the end of this feast, everyone's gonna know who Sir Carlos is. Sir Carlos, the man who took Bedegraine.
Hell yeah.
With a Conroy.
Yeah, with the
With
same
a
Conroy.
Conroy,
Yeah, with the Conroy.
Rune, is there any? No, there wouldn't be, right? What's your generous score?
My generous score? That's a good question. I think. Where is it? Where is it?
Fourth one down.
It's 12.
12.
Yep.
You can take it if you don't have that already.
I do not.
And I'll give you a tick on love family as well.
Hey.
Okay. Next up is Rain.
Serene's kind of being relaxed at this point. Been, rather busy year, essentially.
Yeah, you're not
But
wrong.
he's gonna just kind of sit about, enjoy some food, and just listen for any rumors and stuff going on.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an intrigue test if you're doing the rumor thing.
I am.
Okay. Yeah, you hear that. You hear kind of the state of a number of things. You hear that the Angles were beat by the Saxons in battle this year. Some kind of equivalent to the what would happen when someone calls himself a High King. Everyone else went and beat him down, and it seems that all the Saxon groups from Logris area, anyways, united and beat back the Angles a bit. But the Angles still hold Logris counties of Heartland and Huntland, and those are very close to London. So they're people are kind of worried about what happens to Britain if their best port falls to the Saxons. On top of that, there's rumors that Nanteleod has some kind of formal. He had this idea, strangely enough, when he was after treating with Lady Iglint, but he has some kind of formal address that he wants to make tonight. And that is what you get, sir. So I'll give you your 2 geniality.
Thank you very much.
That brings us to Collis.
I think Sir Collis is just going to indulge. You know, he won a minor little skirmish at the ford, and then he took a castle without any bloodshed. So I think he'll just drink.
Sounds good. Give me an indulge roll and see how this goes for you.
Alright, indulge.
Oh boy,
Very good.
he's drunk.
Let's look at those mechanics, shall we? What's a failure mean? I think it means the opposite, doesn't it? Like you don't
Oh,
get.
I'm sober.
Yeah, he's sober. He didn't get drunk.
No, I think
Yeah.
it means you. Oh, really?
Yeah, it's backwards. Yeah.
I thought the point was that you got. Oh, here we go. Okay, intoxication, success on
Failure, sober.
sober. Yeah, right. No, you don't
Yeah, it's
drink enough.
backwards,
How do you
yeah.
manage to not get drunk?
I don't know.
I mean, he had a 50-50 shot.
I think it's something where you're just not feeling
Taking the
like you
time.
can celebrate quite as much as you want. Like you're kind of like losing. Like you're like, how old are you now? You're probably like 28 or 29.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you're kind of feeling like old.
27.
At 7. But yeah, you're just a little, you've gone through war and bloodshed and battle, and like, you're just not able to connect. Even though you're proud of what you did, you're just not able to connect the same way that sometimes you do.
You just can't slam him back as much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably his deeds are starting to like weigh on him after the fact now. Just like,
Hippocrates.
Yep, and you know what? That Ellen cheese quiche was really good. So, I mean,
Bet.
okay, so that's still a geniality.
Good one. I'm gonna roll a chase roll to get cards. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to see if I can flirt with that.
Oh,
lady.
right, yeah.
Oh dear.
Give me cards. Damn it! All right,
Oh.
I'll flirt with Lady of Bull Slope.
Okay, you are near the salt, so she will be above the salt. I need you to do an intrigue roll to get above the salt. With such a high, I think there's a high amount of above the salt people right now. Like there's lots of kings and lords. Okay, yeah, you manage.
That's
Ithel just kind of gives you high fives. You walk by or whatever.
It's like doing it with Tiger.
Yeah, it opens the gate for you real quick. Come on, quick. Yeah, kind of.
Should I impassion on my flirt with random new lady roll? Maybe honor. Kind of a matter of honor.
Okay.
No.
Like he doesn't want to embarrass
No,
himself, right?
no, that's absolutely not a matter of honor for flirting.
Absolutely.
I agree. Yeah.
Dude, he doesn't want to embarrass himself. Is the point? It's more a matter of pride.
Hospitality, then.
Hospitality. Like, oh no, I'm gonna fumble it. It's a 16. I'm gonna go fucking
Do
crazy.
it.
You're fine. You're gonna
Do it.
you're gonna crit it. Watch.
All right, you know what? And there is a good excuse for me to go crazy because I have a very lovely seal back home. So if it doesn't work,
That's true.
Yeah, like
this is
I'm going to my quiet place. Yeah, it works.
damn it.
Say I told
Boring. Fine. I'm not flirting shit.
you. Yeah. I mean, you could have
Get her.
just not
Get her.
impressed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't even need it.
Yeah. 1 sec here.
That's fine. I'll play her a lovely. Even though I didn't roll singing, I'll roll some. I'll sing to her as well as part of the thing.
Yeah, I think by the end of it, she seems like she's like a little bit infatuated by Sir Gwydir.
Well,
Yeah.
Another
being chased
broken
over
heart.
here, eh?
Yeah.
It's pretty. I understand. It's hard to resist.
So the question is, who's gonna ruin her? Who's gonna ruin that for Gwydir and come over and say, he's married to a seal, right?
I'm not married.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck convincing everyone else of
people
that.
from saying it though.
It would be more like, hey, you know that he likes kissing seals, right?
It's true. We're pagan. We're in an open relationship. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sure it's widely understood in 502. We got
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Probably is actually.
Well, probably realistically, but not in our Thomas Mallory 1300s turned into 502. Yeah.
It's pagans. Just put it down to him being a pagan. Don't worry about
Yeah. That's fair.
it.
Okay.
For the sake of time, go into details. But I thought I do
Yeah.
some push-ups on the table or whatever.
Yeah. Push. This is a full bodybuilding routine. It goes.
Yeah.
No, but in all reality, I think she's kind of infatuated. More, I guess, in like there being a more there, but not necessarily something that she's looking to act on, and certainly not in the short term. That 15 was a chaste role, so
Yeah.
she's just short of famously chaste.
Yeah.
But that doesn't stop flirting from working. So that brings us to Cormac.
Cormac, being below the salt, is actually going to draw cards.
Okay, let's see this, sir.
Cool. I
At
wanted to
3K, I get 2 cards, right?
Yeah, I will warn you, you got 5 minutes maximum. So
Cool.
I think I'm going to do Merrily Did He Run?
okay.
An entertainer mocks one of my distinguishing features in his song. So,
Haha, you're too big.
Isn't your proud like 23 or something? That's right, modest 23.
no. That's why I chose this one.
Oh, fun one. Give us the old Cormac fumble.
He's
Shut up.
For a second, I thought that was a 19 roll out of
Me too.
16. Yeah. Okay.
So, modest wins.
Nice.
You're gracious and laugh along. Roll compose. On a success, you return a witty barb.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's fun. Oh,
And
your irony.
compose-
Just get composed as
Compose
your.
is covered by music.
Yeah, baby.
There
There it is. There it is.
It wouldn't
Thank
be a
you, I was
session if
beginning
he
to
doesn't
worry.
fumble.
I was beginning.
Here's the Nanteleod write-up for the service trade, adapted for your needs.
Disappointment in his
Nanteleod service.
face.
Nanteleod is known for its
Look at
dedication to service.
disappointment in his face.
My
Yeah, my comeback was about as witty as most of Yampa's comebacks.
the string. Do you sing or do you play something? It's singing, right?
No, I do both, but music covers
All
sing, play,
And
and
what were
compose.
okay? But what were you doing here?
I was trying to come back with a witty retort.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things too because you pass modest. You're like, well, yeah, it's kind of true.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I my arms are too big, but your hat looks ridiculous.
He says, "Why, thank you." And then it's okay.
What's my new girlfriend's name? I forgot it.
Eglin.
Eglin.
Thank you. Gonna write that down.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and wrap here, but we'll get you guys to each do a roll, your 2 rolls for the rest of the season or the rest of the court. I'm also gonna move you over to the winter phase, so you can do that. There's also a bit of a conversation in Nanteleod's speech. He talks about the threats in Logris, or the threats to Logris, being Cornwall, being the North, being the Saxons and Angles. He talks about Cerdic and his false claim as a half Saxon to the right of High King. And he talks about Anarchy lacking one key thing that knights had before. The right of service. In Uther's days and Aurelius's days, knights served kings and lords. In this age of anarchy, knights seem to serve themselves first. And it's clear that he's not speaking necessarily about individuals, though those that feel like they're particularly selfish or proud might feel a little bit like you're being called out. But this will become a new model within the land. So just like True Knight bonus, there will be Knights of Service. And I will get you... I plan to introduce it here, but I apparently lost it. So I went to look it up, and then I can't find it quickly. So given I'm short on time... Yeah, I'll go ahead and release that because you guys are the first to hear of the service. It's possible to fit both, but you can't have both bonuses. It's like choosing one or the other. Are you choosing might makes right, or are you choosing to act as a knight in service? Right. You can be still in service and be a might makes right knight. You know what I mean? It's just that you can't apply yourself to both philosophies. Yeah, you can't fence it for sure. You could fence it by being neither, but you can't get both bonus. So can't double dip. Anyways, and what it will end up turning out to do is it will be a bonus to some of your passions per year related to Loyalty Lord and Homage. So I'll get you guys those very shortly. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone who's watching. We'll see you next time. And we are in 503 after the winter.
Yay! After like 20 sessions.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah.
503.9.
Yeah, we'll go up to 9 sessions for 503 and then 10 for 504. Yeah. And it's funny, but
because we're the only ones making moves. Everyone else is like flashing through 5.
I know, we're like conquering all of Britain right now.
It's true. You're not wrong. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later.